Oh, there you go. Good morning. It's cold. I'm up very early. Couldn't now live on your channel. Keep on keeping on. Okay. Do. It is Sunday, January 12th, 2025. 2025. Okay. Called this Keep On Keeping On. And I can't remember what the description. Keep on keeping on. It's worth it. It's worthwhile. Of course it's worthwhile. The alternatives are not, so you have to keep pushing on through, you've got to, even if you don't feel well, or things have gone wrong, which, roller coaster, you got to keep on going, so it's worth it, really is. See, the alternative is nothingness for a lot of people. I mean, oh, excuse me. Oh, it's a little cold this morning. There we go. That's better. Now I feel presentable. Here we are. What a beautiful morning. I'm looking out of the window and it's pitch black. It's because it's early. It's too early. Bit pig's tail this morning. Too early. Get it? Old jokes. Old jokes. I was talking about that phenomenon the other day. Phenomenon. And, dad jokes. It's like, why are they called dad jokes? Oh, because your dad says these really ridiculous jokes over and over, little puns. Why does your dad make jokes at the most serious of times? I know why I do. I know I've done this since I was a small child, so I don't know if small child jokes is to diffuse the seriousness with which people are taking everything and going every 5 minutes, because that sharp intake of breath is not good for you. Not in that way. Not in that way. Sure, it's good to do breathing exercises. I like doing those. But this constant, oh my God. And even my friends, and I some of my closest friends, they're checking in with me because I live in Los Angeles. Now, Los Angeles is about the same size as it's massive. It's a massive city, spread out, right? And yes, I'm in Los Angeles, and there are fires that are within driving distance. But the thing is, what we consider to be Los Angelians, I'm not native, but I've been here a long time. What we consider driving distance is, ridiculous because we're so spread out and there's so much traffic. But the thing is, over there is equivalent to drive the Pacific Palisades. Some days it's equivalent to look at a map. It's lots of cities all peppered around, and all of them called Los Angeles, and it's 75 miles wide, 75 miles long, and it's a massive sprawling city. So if there's a fire, so I'm not, thankfully, yes, we're fine here. I am surrounded by a lot of vegetation, most of it dry, most of it will burn. We had a fire in the most vegetative area last year. The end of last summer, and end of the past summer, in an area very close, and that may or may not have saved us from some embers, igniting and starting another fire. But I have people who have lost everything. People very close to me have lost everything. Their house, their home, their belongings, their treasured possessions. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's like devastating, and you can become poleaxed. Oh my God. And it's like you're stationary. Well, you've got to keep on keeping on. You've got to keep going. Easy for me to say. Not really. We've all had our moments, haven't we? When we're given a shake. It's like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. But pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again. In a way, and I'm not being facetious, but it's a good word, isn't it? Facetious. But in a way, it might be a timely reminder for somewhere as lost as Los Angeles. That's really a stretch, isn't it? I mean, that's like, whoa. It's easier to say that. And I don't mean it to be, it's happened, so I'm acknowledging it, right? But in a way, it might be a timely reminder for those that have so much, so much. It might be a timely reminder for them to know what it's like to be homeless. Because there's, and I'm going to cite many examples over the last 20, 30 years I've been here. That's a long time. Of people, I mean, literally walking along, dressed in their finery, and stepping over homeless people, either completely out of their head on drugs, passed out on the sidewalk, pavement, and just stepping over them as if it was a branch or a tree branch or something. Just step over and we'll keep walking, not even acknowledging this. And so, I mean, even yesterday I talked to somebody. I took a long bike ride around the area in which I live, just on streets, because there's lots of side streets, and I live in a rural-ish area on the side of Burbank in California, in Los Angeles. So it's a very rural area, and it's not nice. There's a very industrial area, and there's a very rundown, lots of businesses, like weird businesses, but just whatever. But it's a rundown area. So I rode my bike all around that area, and the homelessness situation in Los Angeles is out of control. And somebody explained it to me, and they said that but they can afford to live in that motorhome, RV, caravan on the side of the road and make the place look awful because it's all falling apart. And I said to this person, told me it's like, well, their last little bit of money was used to tow that piece of shit to a place where it wouldn't be bothered by the police, so as they can keep going and getting their drugs with the welfare money that they're given if they can turn up to find their welfare money at various places. A lot of people have post office boxes. And I saw somebody actually washing down the street and sweeping around their beaten up motorhome with tarps all over it yesterday. Young person. And I didn't stop and talk to them, but I was like, there's still a sense of pride in being a survivor. And to me, it's like, these people need homes, they need care. Yes, a lot of them are drug addicts, a lot of them are alcoholic, a lot of them will defend their prideful independence and, no, I don't want to, I want to be put in a home. Not put in a home. I don't mean put in a home, but cared for. Like, we have to go back, God, 40 years to a time when the politicians decided, and this happened in England as well as here in the States, they decided that halfway houses, which are homeless places where recovering alcoholics, recovering drug addicts could live, and the clinics and mental institutions and mental housing for mental patients before they enter the streets. So to me, the prison system has failed, because there's no effort to reintegrate. Gosh, this goes back. I mean, it all comes back to one thing. Oh, glad that hasn't happened to me. Well, don't let it happen to others. You can do it. Everybody can help, and it's making that extra step. But it's the difference between sympathy and empathy is making that extra step to try and actually do something to help the situation, instead of, I mean, you have to find the problem to fix the problem, right? You can't fix a problem if you're completely oblivious to it. And that's what's happening right now. Even in the it's like some of the fires are still crunching around, just embers, and the wind's supposed to pick up, and some people are already like, my home was saved. It's like, didn't you feel it? Didn't you feel that weight of your own personal greed? I understand the loss, I understand the grief, but it's time to think seriously about why we can live in these beautiful mansions and we have perfectly good health, and then the mansion gets taken away, and you've got enough money to build a new mansion. You don't. But isn't it time to make it better, to build a system on which nobody feels stateless, homeless. They feel loved. They feel cared for. Isn't that what we're here for? To love and care for each other? Oh, well, maybe I'm the wrong one. Keep on keeping on. Find a place in your heart for those that have suffered greatly, and understand that homelessness is a real threat. Homelessness, not houselessness. Yeah, you got 20 other houses and this one burnt down. Oh dear, fuck me. What am I going to do? No, I'm talking about homelessness. To not feel you are home in your own domain, in your own skin. Sometimes a house is not a home. You see, you have to feel at home with where you are and who you are. And this can't burn down. Gets hot here, but not that hot in the summers. Love is where home is, and that's something that you see very little of. You know, evidence of unconditional love around me, very, very thin on the ground. I know there were mistakes. I know things were destroyed here unnecessarily. Could have been saved. I know that's happened. And some people want somebody to blame. And I'm sure somebody will be to blame, and they'll throw you another scapegoat, and everybody will go, yeah, it's going to be better now. Well, they'll just replace the scapegoat with another one. We have to take responsibility. I can tell you now, I've talked to many people who live here who cannot understand why we continue to build things out of flammable materials. And not just flammable materials. I mean, it's stuff that's tinder. It's like, you know, cheap. Build cheaply, sell for a profit. I'm going to send out all my love and blessings and healing to those that have suffered, truly suffered through this devastating time in Los Angeles for many, because it's a great city. Now, the darker parts of this city, you know, remember, everyone is fluctuating. The darker parts of this city, maybe they got a slap. I don't know. And maybe they'll learn that greed kills. All right. Got to care more, got to love more, but you got to keep going. And sometimes it looks so tough, but you got to keep going. Keep on keeping on. That's it. The alternative, there isn't one. Keep on keeping on. Find the goodness. It's there. It's inside you. It can grow. All right. Lots of love to everyone. Prayers for Los Angeles.